Hey, my name is Shaun, and in this video, I'm going to be taking you to one of the most haunted places in the world, right here in my home city of Edinburgh, the Greyfriers Kirkyard. Greyfriars has a terrifying reputation thanks to the hundreds of tourists and ghost investigators who have been physically attacked by what is thought to be the most active poltergeist in the world, the Mackenzie Poltergeist. There are two key locations I'll be investigating. Firstly, there is the Covenanters Prison, where thousands of men were once tortured to death. And then I'll be looking at the infamous resting place of the man responsible for killing them, George Mackenzie, otherwise known as Bloody Mackenzie by locals for his actions.
The thing is, when I ask myself, do I really believe in the paranormal, ghosts? I'd have to say probably not. But then who actually knows? But the one thing I should really explain is that here in Edinburgh and in Scotland in general, we love telling stories. That is really deeply a part of us. We are storytellers. We like mythology. You just need to look at Loch Ness. The Loch Ness Monster, for example, is a world famous story that we have told. And it goes from there and it gets deeper and darker the further down the line you go. But we have got hundreds and hundreds of stories that are deep, dark, mysterious. Whenever you go on a ghost tour, it's the stories that they tell you are about real people who really existed, who lived and died here in Edinburgh, in Scotland, right? And I think that's fascinating because the ghosts that we have here in Edinburgh, the supposed paranormal spirits that we have, are all literally based on real people who really existed, who really lived here in Scotland, who some of them committed some horrible acts and died here. Some of them were murdered, some of them were executed. We have got a bloody dark history here in Edinburgh. So if nothing else, if we don't actually find any paranormal activity throughout this series, if we don't capture any of it on film, what we will do is learn about real life characters who are fascinating in their own right and made up a really solid part of the history right here in Edinburgh, Scotland. You ready for this? Welcome to Spooks.
Alright guys, we are starting off right here in the studio for just a little minute. I wanted to tell you guys a little bit of background as to the Spook series and why I'm running it. I already told you that one of the reasons is I want to explore more about the stories of these people, these real life people who existed in Scotland. So that is history right here in my home city. But secondly, and this is really important, you guys will already know about my Adventure Everything slogan. You'll find it splattered around my channel. I talk about Adventure Everything a lot. And what that means to me really is pushing your boundaries to things that you're not comfortable doing. Breaking anxiety and fears and actually going ahead and doing things you just thought you could never do. That's what Adventure Everything is about. And that is what the series is also about. Because I am terrified, let me tell you, I'm terrified of the dark. I don't like the dark. I've never liked the dark. Ever since I was a kid, I don't like sleeping in like the pitch black. I'm not sure if I'm alone in that. And also just like paranormal stuff in general freaks me the hell out. These are things of anxiety for me. So doing this series is actually Adventure Everything. It's me forcing myself to do something that I'm not comfortable with, right? And let's see how we get on with that. Luckily, I'm not alone and I would never do a series like this alone without a group of people, right? You'll find out in a little minute. Before we get started, I just want to say thank you very much everybody for joining in with this video. It's great to have you all here. And if you're new, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. My statistics tell me that 80% of the people watching this channel, watching this video, are not subscribers. So what do you want to do? You need to join the 20% club. It's free and you'll be part of the family from there on in. Right, okay. Spooks Season 1, Episode 1. There's only going to be 2 episodes in the season because this is actually a pilot season to see how people enjoy these videos. The second video in the season will come up on Sunday this week, right? The end of this week, the start of next week. Sunday coming, it will be the next episode in this series, and I'm really excited to be sharing that with you as well. But the first one is Mackenzie Poltergeist. A lot of you guys will already know about the Mackenzie Poltergeist. He is a scary dude. He was a scary dude, and he really existed in Edinburgh. Tell you a little bit more about the history of Mackenzie and the Covenanters as it comes up, right? But first of all, you need to know the background about why he is now haunting the place. Obviously, he died and was buried there hundreds and hundreds of years ago, way, way before the time period I'm talking about. But there's been several instances over the last 100 years where in his gravesite, his mausoleum has been desecrated. There are several stories of homeless people breaking into the mausoleum looking for shelter, and these are the ones the ghost story tour people always tell you about. The homeless people who broke into the mausoleum, one of them actually ended up falling into his pit in disturbing the coffins. That man was rescued out of that situation, a homeless man. But there's been another more recent story, and this one is absolutely crazy. And this story, which I'm going to read to you from The Guardian, and I'm going to put the link down below, is shocking, and like, you cannot believe it's true, but it was really true. And ever since this incident happened, that is when the kind of bad attacks at Greyfriars Kirkyard began, and that is when the whole story started to really reappear, because people just kept getting attacked consistently when they headed to the site, right? In 2004, two teenagers forced their way into the burial chamber of one of Scotland's most brutal historical figures and cut the head off of a corpse that they found in the McKenzie Mausoleum, the Black Mausoleum. The two kids, they actually avoided jail. They were sentenced with probation. The kids were 17 and 15-year-old. I'm not going to name them, but they did that in 2004, and they were charged with ancient legislation from the 18th and 19th century to stop grave robbers. This law was called the violation of a sepulchre. I don't even know what that word means. I don't know if I'm saying it right. Probably not. Violation of sepulchre. Anyway, ever since that incident, people have been reporting really strange goings on at the Mackenzie gravesite, in front of the Black Mausoleum, and also in front of the Covenanters prison. I'll be giving you more about this history when we're doing the tour. I'm just excited to get started, but strap yourself in because it is pretty spooky, and if you're of a nervous disposition, you might want to think twice about carrying on. I'm of a nervous disposition. I have anxiety. Why am I doing this? You guys and me together, we can do this. Let's go. Alright, we are here in front of Greyfriers Kirkyard, ready to start this mission. We've got the whole crew here. Justine's here. Are you ready to meet the Mackenzie Poltergeist?
Not really.
Tekka's here as well.
Okay.
Are you ready for this?
No.
Just waiting on my dad, he's coming with his infrared camera. Oh, there he's there. Amy's joined us as well. Are you doing ghost tours now? You are? I need to talk to you about that later.
Yeah.
But what stuff have you brought with you? Some...
Oh, a lot of tools, special tools for ghost hunting.
Oh, it's gonna be exciting.
Oh, you this. You know that?
Ah, I've seen that before.
This is a K2 electromagnetic detector. In normal range it should stay yellow, but if it detects a stronger signal, it will start flashing different colours. We also have a thermal camera which will detect cold patches, both apparently signs of paranormal activity.
The ground's pretty frozen. What is it?
It's kind of big.
Ah, yeah.
There. You know it.
Is that where they stop the people from robbing the graves?
Yeah, exactly. More safe.
That's crazy.
You have the deluxe version just there.
Oh, yeah.
Birkenhair are famous grave robbers and serial killers who worked in Edinburgh. One of them is actually buried here in Greyfriars. These guards were put in place to prevent such grave robberies.
I've got a torch on my face now so I can see, but I can't see where I'm going though.
I'm ready.
It's here. Okay, we're going to head straight over towards the Black Mausoleum, which is here in front of me. I don't know. That there behind me is the Black Mausoleum. At night, very, very spooky. This light is a bit too bright.
George Mackenzie did some very bad things in his life, leading to him being nicknamed Bloody Mackenzie by the locals. More about his bad deeds in a moment, but fact is hundreds of attacks on tourists have been attributed to the Mackenzie Poltergeist, usually seen as scratches or bruising found by those who had visited the mausoleum and who had discovered the injuries when undressing later in the evening.
Justin, you're not afraid. No, oh my god.
Justine's gone in. This should not be open, it's not usually open,
No.
this gate.
Okay, I'm really warm.
You're warm?
Yeah.
You see anything? And if it goes red, then Justine should be worried.
Yeah, I'm gonna run if it goes red. But we heard that like a crunching noise coming from the...
Have you ever heard anything here before?
Yeah.
What did you hear?
Like, it wasn't human, it was an animal, it comes from the inside.
Inside?
Yeah, from the ground. It was really impressive. I stand on this?
If you want, if you really must.
Actually, that's a good idea.
I'm gonna stand up there, Justine, on the Black Mausoleum. Do it if you want, like, go for it.
Yeah.
Justine is sitting on the Black Mausoleum on Mackenzie's actual mausoleum.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm impressed you're not afraid. Sorry, Mackenzie.
Maybe if I tell the story of Mackenzie while we're sat here outside the mausoleum, something will happen. Are you getting any indications?
Yeah.
There, actually. It should be there. Is it red, quickly? Can you see my hand now? My touch? So the battery don't. So,
okay.
I guess.
So,
Maybe I'm wrong, but I guess.
with that going different colours, it indicates
But
that there is a ghost in this vicinity, Justine.
Right next to me.
Or Wi-Fi.
Mackenzie's probably really pissed off with me now.
And we're going to move a wee bit further over to in front of the Covenanters prison. See if you can see anything there. It's really cold now. The guys are getting some readings on the... Wow, in that direction there. That's gone crazy.
Yeah. Wi-Fi or ghost?
it has stopped.
It stopped, yeah.
Oh no. Okay.
No,
Came back.
depends on where it goes.
Yeah.
Every time you point it that way.
What if I just go?
It goes right here.
So Amy is doing tours now in Edinburgh, and she really knows her stuff, much more than we do. We are getting EF records here in this corner, just outside the Covenanters prison. I just felt a cold wind come right past my face. It could just be a cold wind, but wow, we're actually getting some activity in this corner. This is kind of crazy. We're going to stand in front of the Covenanters prison.
It's very It's
I was thinking
is haunted.
this is right in front of the Covenanters prison. Justine has got the K2 index. Is it?
Red. It's like going crazy.
So the sensor is actually picking something up in this corner right outside the Covenanters prison. So if I point it in this direction,
I'll take some pictures.
kind of lost it now. Stopped again. There we go. It's flashing again. Every time Tekka holds it, it starts going a bit crazy.
I'm putting my little sound recorder on, see if I can pick up anything. Do I have like powers?
Justine is pointing inside the prison and she's getting stuff.
Yeah, this is more weird than
This.
yeah, because this is so regular. This is not.
So, if I ask a question now,
Yeah, try.
is anybody here?
The Covenanters prison is another of the haunted locations making Greyfriars so infamous, and is central to this story. It's here that over 1,000 supporters of the outlawed National Covenant were held after defeat by government forces in the 1679 Battle of Bothwell Brig. They were starved and brutally tortured, with water chucked over them as they sat out in the open during Edinburgh's cold winter. Many died on sight, many were executed, and guess who was personally responsible for these prisoners and their treatment? None other than bloody Mackenzie. Ironic then that his final resting place is just a few metres away from the location where he'd reportedly committed these awful acts.
Thermal imaging on. Why is it so red?
Heat given off by the ground, the trees compared to the background temperature.
Oh, so if anything was cold in front, you would see it pretty clear. We're standing right outside the entrance to the Covenanters prison, which is one of the most haunted spots in this whole place. One of the most haunted. My dad has got his thermal imaging camera on. We've also got the sensors to check for electric magnetic fields, and we're going to ask questions. But the sensors have been going off here. It's a bit strange. And we're going to off right in this corner. Let's point it in towards the prison and see what we can see.
Ooh. Did you see? It went orange and went away.
It keeps doing it.
Right here.
Yeah.
I don't want to freak anybody out, right? But something just walked towards us.
What?
When it came to the gate, it just stopped.
Could be a fox. There's a big fox living here.
No,
Was
but
it
then
an
it
animal
wouldn't be
shape
blue.
or-
No, it was tall.
Okay. Tall. And it's gone off again. It's gone. Dad?
Hello?
Is anybody there?
There was a patch that appeared in the top right corner.
Yep.
See that? Oh, and again.
Is anybody there?
Uh-huh.
It's pulsating. See that?
Are you female?
Every time Justine asks a question, it pulses.
Are you male?
Can I point? Here.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, what's
Wow.
going on there?
What's going on there?
That is really cold.
Justine,
Huh?
you're summoned something.
Okay.
Keep asking.
I don't know what to ask anymore. Are you a child?
Think it was so
Gone.
good.
Gone, nothing. Did not like that question, Justine.
Are you a man?
Oh, came back a little bit. That's so weird.
I didn't see what was on the camera. What did everyone see?
So every time you said something, it was like pulsating. Is that a ghost box?
Yeah, it's a ghost box. So this is fine.
How does it work?
So yeah, the ghost box is like a radio, but you will have only white noise, and so you can hear like real words. What? I don't know. You have to try.
Should I stand in the same spot?
As you want, maybe.
Activity on location stopped dead thereafter, but we were in for a big surprise when we went home, and I'm not talking about the change in weather.
Alright guys, we just got home. Kind of crazy the weather. It has actually started to snow, so it's all white there behind me and on my car as well. But Justine got in the car with my dad on the way home, right? And she sent me a text. She got home first and said I need to come and speak to her. So I've arrived home and I'm going to see what she says. She says something pretty interesting has happened. So Justine, what is it? Justine is sitting on the Black Mausoleum on Mackenzie's actual mausoleum.
This isn't funny, I'm freaking out.
This is not funny.
I've not scratched myself.
Where's the
I've
bruise?
not banged myself, it's right here.
Justine, you have been haunted by the...
I've been haunted, you can see it in video. There. It's bright blue, fresh. I've not banged myself, I'm freaking out. It's not funny, I'm haunted. Mackenzie is gonna haunt me forever.
No, it just does it on the days that you get...
No, sometimes he follows you back home.
Nah, I don't think so.
I've
He
read
stays there.
stories. Sometimes he follows me back home.
You were haunted there.
I'm gonna show Dad.
That's scary.
No!
You got a bruise as well, another one?
Another one here. That's big. That's actually quite sore to touch.
Justine, how the hell did that happen?
I feel like I need to go for a shower and check everywhere.
I think you need to go on an exorcist. Oh my word. I'm seriously quite shook for you.
I'm so scared. I'm not going to sleep tonight.
Like, you only see this happening on the, on the internet, like... But Justine's actually got scratches and bruises. I don't know if I should go back, like, and do another...
Go back?
Go
back in the day.
There isn't actually a part 2 to this video. I'm going to go and stay in the hotel where he used to live. The house where he used to live has been demolished, but it's now a hotel. You can actually stay there.
I ain't coming with you.
You have actually been haunted.
You're
by
on your
Mackenzie.
own.
Hundreds and thousands of people have been scratched and bruised by Mackenzie and only check when they get home and seen it, and Justine, like, has literally got evidence on her. That is crazy. Like, you hear the tour guides telling us that that's what happens, and I've never seen it before, but Justine, I'm kind of shaken up.
2 bruises and a scratch.
I don't know what to say.